Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be watching TikTok scary stories. Now go and check out the product of the day. It's in the description. It's the first thing in the description. See what you can get. We're just going to dive in.
So I'll go next. We bought our house 23 years ago as a new build in a development on an old potato farm. So we were the first family to own and live in the house. At first, everything seemed normal and we settled in pretty quickly. After the first few years though, some random odd things started happening. Electronics would beep, the radio would turn on by itself, lights would go on and off randomly. So many little things like that started happening on occasion that I started writing things down in a notebook just to keep track of it all. For example, one night when everyone was in bed except for me, I was downstairs watching TV by myself. All of a sudden, the volume on the TV skyrocketed from where I had it at level 8 to level 52. So I thought I sat on the remote, or maybe the dog stepped on it or something, but the remote was on the coffee table in front of me. So I tried to turn the volume down with the remote, but it wouldn't work. Then I got up and I tried the buttons on the TV. That didn't work either. The TV wouldn't even turn off. So I had to get my husband out of bed to help me pull the TV away from the wall and unplug it to finally get it to stop. When we plugged it back in to see what the problem was, it was back at its original level 8 where I had it to begin with. So we couldn't figure that one out. We had the TV for another few years and never had that problem again. Then not too long after that, one day while I was home alone and my kids were at school, my husband was at work, I went to take the trash out. I got about 2 feet from the door where I was taking the garbage out, and right by my head, I heard this loud, low, gravelly groan. I didn't even know what chills down your spine meant until that moment, and I got chills from my head all the way down my spine and completely froze in my spot. It was so creepy. Then I thought, well, maybe I just stepped weird. I'm going to try to replicate it. So I was stepping on the wood floor thinking maybe that was it, but I couldn't repeat the sound. And especially, the creaking wood floor didn't make the same sound as the sound that was literally right by my head. So that freaked me out. After that, not too long after that, we started to remodel our basement and things really started to pick up. Things got weird. So if you want to hear more about that, give me a comment down below, follow, and I'll have more episodes because there's a lot more to talk about.
Honey. Yeah, because I've done it before with the remote control. The volume just goes up and it's just like, oh, I sat on it. But the fact that you wouldn't sit on it, it was right in front of you. I guess it wasn't loud enough for them. But honey, what? Y'all had to pull the TV, unplug it, plug it back, and everything was fine. And then you hear something as you're walking out the door. Oh no, oh no, no, no. I've been the same way. When I hear something, I'll be like, was that me? Let me redo everything I just did. Retrace my steps, do it over again. Make sure I get the same sound. And I'll be like, oh, that was me. That was me. Okay. I'll be low-key scared myself, but that's why I be telling y'all, do that research. I told y'all, it don't even matter if it's a brand new built house. It's all about the land it's on, it seems like, because she said that was a new property, a new construction, but it was on a potato farm. What was happening? Yeah, do your research. We know this.
Okay, it's my time to shine. Let's do this thing. So when I was younger, you know how as kids y'all play that game, like that's my house, that's my car, and with you and your cousins in the back seat type thing, right? Well, we used to do this all the time. And there was this one particular house on the way home that I loved, I adored, to the point to where I used to have dreams about the layout of this home before I moved in it. I technically kind of manifested being in this home, right? Or did the home choose me? I don't know. Anyway, fast forward 7th grade. And my mom and dad say they want to move. My mom started writing down how she wanted houses to look. And, doing all this plotting and planning type thing. And we so happy ended up viewing this home. But, it was without realtors. It was just the key getting the home type thing. However, the first time we stepped in there and was just doing a look around, not moving in, we hear 3 ladies talking. Now, I say 3 ladies because all of us agreed that we heard 3 ladies, different voices at one time. But they were muffled. They sound like, that's how it sounds. Like if they was around the whole house, because me and my parents were in one room and my sister was in another one, in another room. Same time, we all taking off running out the house. At the beginning, when we first had this house, it was like this ramp out there. So all you heard was that door, boom, us running down the ramp. And we at the end of the ramp, like, what was that? You know, my dad, being my dad, decided to say, oh, it was somebody riding past the house. Now, I will say, there are times when people ride past the house and you can hear music being really loud, or if they're arguing, you can hear it for that split second. So I gave it to my dad. You know, I'm like, sometimes that does happen. You know, I'm believing in my dad, right? But I know, we all know we heard it. Now, once we moved in, my mom and then finally told us, and we like, I'm in high school, she telling us later, that they did have the conversation because my dad lied to us, had a conversation about whether they should invest in a home because they plan on being somewhere they was going to actually raise us, and would it be smart to invest in that space or that home if we was going to be terrified to live there because of the ghost. But they decided to buy it anyway because it was a good deal. Sounds like another place I remember, something like Amityville Horror. Like, they still tried it. Now, we move in, and I got a couple situations, a couple things that happen, and my family can vouch for this. If y'all would like, I can get them on here and they can each tell their own little stories, okay? But I'm gonna just give you a little rundown of what happened growing up. So we had one situation where me and my dad was sitting in the living room. It was really late at night because my dad was an all-nighter type person, like, and we all are, we like night owls. And me and him were up the latest, and we were watching TV. Well, at some point, something went across the screen, like a shadow of a man went across the screen to the point where you can see the shadow reflecting on the shiny parts of the screen. So I didn't say nothing because my dad, I know my dad, he's the type that act like he didn't see it or whatever. I didn't say nothing. I just like, oh, wow. You know, I was still young, but I was like, ooh. And my dad hit the pause and was like, Shalise, did you see that shit? To this day, he denies that he ever seen it, y'all. Another situation. My grandma was in town from Philly, and they're more spiritual on that side, like the type they believe that every generation has that person that is spiritual and things talk to you, stuff like that. To the point to where at one of our we was at a graveyard. At one of our graveyard situations, family was there, and there's one particular it's the reason why I'm not supposed to tell that story. Okay, so we're just gonna come back to my story. Anyway, my grandma was in town, and she walked into my sister's room where her items normally are stored. That's where she put all her things when she visit, and the light turns on before she can get in there. And she just, thank you so much, you know. And we looking like, thank you. I'm like, are you crazy? Another situation. We were, me, my siblings, and a couple cousins jumping across the beds. We put the 2 mattresses in the room, and with boom, 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 boom. And it was a blow-up mattress on the floor, so we bouncing all over the place. One of those nights. And in their bathroom, the bathroom cabinet is a drawer that's really hard to move. Like, to this day, it's super hard to move. Like, I couldn't get in it a couple days ago at all. I had to get one of the crowbars and pull it open. That's how hard it is, right? So this drawer it's full of shit, full of just chalk and shit like that. Well, that night, we heard that drawer, and all the chalk came rolling down in the damn drawer, y'all. When I say the cat took off before us, and we just jumping on trying to scare, just like falling. Blankets is all over our feet. We tripping, trampling each other out of there. Like, it was ridiculous. Another situation. There was a time in this house where my mom would hear like footsteps. Well, everybody heard it at some point, but my mom heard it the most. It would sound like feet would hit the ground, because my sisters and them, my sister room, the youngest one used to always get out the bed and come in there and my mom in the room. So it would always sound like it was 2 feet. And they'll walk through the hallway and they'll just stop. So this one particular time, my mom said nobody was there. My dad wasn't there. My dad wasn't there. That's what it was. My dad wasn't there, and she heard it. So she assuming my sister was getting in the bed, right? So she hear the do-do-do-do-do. She hear come all the way to the bed. She feel the indentation in the bed behind her. And she goes, like a mother would, goes to make sure the blanket gets on the kid. My sister wasn't there. My sister wasn't there. There's another time where, the doorknobs on the doors used to move in my room. Only my room, nowhere else. Just in my room. And to this day, I do not have doorknobs in that room. I actually live in a house by myself. My family and everybody moved out. I lived in there. I'm raising my child there now. But the doorknobs in that room are gone. I still do not put the doorknobs on there. I would rather look through the scary black hole through that door than see them doorknobs jingle the way they were. Another situation that happened was my Uncle Freddie, which is my grandmother's brother. Long time ago, he got beat really bad by some white people. And, he kind of was a little slow a little bit. But we had him on the back porch getting some vitamin D. He chilling. And he's laughing, like, laughing at something. He's pointing at the light post in the backyard. And we asked him, what you laughing at, Freddie? What you laughing at? He's like, that man up there with the, he said he had on a plaid shirt, right? He's like, that man up there with the plaid shirt, he gonna get hurt. That's what he can say, he gonna get hurt. He laughing like that, yeah, dummy. Well, fast forward, like a couple months later, my mom come home and she's like, where your daddy at? First thing she do is looking for my daddy when she come in the house. Where your daddy at? And I'm like, he right there. I'm in the living room. I'm looking past her into her dark room, which is by and I'm looking at the bathroom. I'm like, he right there behind you. And she stopped me. She's like, what you mean he behind me? I said, he right there behind you. Like, dead serious. What I saw, y'all, was a man with a plaid shirt. It was like a electric blue and some vibrant red and a tan. Plaid shirt. But I couldn't see his head. But I seen a man figure back then. Now he right there, And she's like, she start walking out the room stiff like, I was just in there. Your daddy ain't in there. Daddy wasn't even home. Crazy, right? Oh, y'all, I got more. It's going to be a part 2. I got more.
No. Nope. Let's just start at the beginning right now. The house was haunted. And y'all moved in. Y'all knew the house was haunted. Y'all hear people talking. Ain't nobody in the house. Y'all do the tour. You got the key. The realtor was like, let me give you the key. And you tour by yourself, alone. And you ain't alone. You hear voices. And it ain't y'all's voices. And y'all run out and understand that this is scary. But you decide, your family, your parents was like, yo, it's a deal. I wonder why it was a deal. I wonder why. Because it's haunted as hell. We got to stop this, you guys. I understand the market is crazy, but I just heard in the news that it's going to get better for us. How you doing? But that don't mean we going to catch a bargain to get got. Like, we ain't trying to get got to get a house. Like, nope, stop it. Ain't no house, ain't no discount worth being haunted. Be scared of your own house. You can't be comfortable in your own house. No, honey, I'm good. You can keep that. In fact, they can keep that. Because ain't no way I'm doing that. Stop it. And then let's go to the part where she said, oh, I live in the house now by myself with my child with no doorknobs. No, you went through all of this stuff. You're telling me you went through all of this stuff and decided, hey, I'm gonna raise another generation here. We're just gonna keep on living here. Like, it was such a good bargain that it's still our property that we're just gonna still stay here and just be haunted. Just stop it. If my mom told me these stories and then moved us up into the house that she experienced the stories that she had told me that has haunted her, and she told me that, I would be like, Mom, I'm moving with Dad. I don't even have a dad. I'd be like, I'm out of here. I would move somewhere. You know those kids that be moving in with their friends at school? I would be one of those kids. They're just find a family to adopt me, because ain't no way I'm about to live in this house. And I already know the history. My family history being haunted by this house. Again, you guys, do your research before you buy these houses. If a house is too good to be true, like it's big, beautiful, and cheap, right now, in 2024, the catch is it's haunted. There's a catch. The catch is it's haunted. Okay, all right, okay. I'm pretty sure she got many stories. Go follow her. What was it? What was her name? Pretty Scary Sis. Pretty Scary Sis. I like her TikTok name. That's cute. Go follow all these creators. Don't forget. Okay, cool. Thanks.
My dad's side of the family has experienced a lot of tragic deaths, one of which was my dad's brother Richard, who passed before I was even born. He passed in a car accident in the middle of the night, and sadly, he and my dad were not on speaking terms at the time of his passing. They had just gotten into like a sibling spat, and about a week after his passing, my mom said she remembers laying in bed and getting a phone call. My dad rolled over, picked up, kind of mumbled a few words, and then hung up and laid back down. And my mom was like, who was that? Like, who called us in the middle of the night? And he said, oh, it was just Richard. He was calling to tell me that everything's okay. And I can remember hearing the story and just getting immediate goosebumps. It never left my mind. Fast forward 15 years later, I'm living on the other side of the country with my dad's sister for an internship. And my cousin and I are kind of having a catch up, telling family stories, and I bring up the story to him, and he just goes white in the face, and he says, you're kidding me. There's no way, right? That's not true. And I said, oh, absolutely. That's 100% true. So he's like, stay here. He runs down, he grabs my aunt, and my aunt's like, you're not going to believe this, but I have almost the exact same story. A week later, after Richard's passing, she hears commotion in the house, and she thinks someone's breaking in. It's in the middle of the night. So she tells my uncle to get up and kind of go sweep the house and see what's going on. As he's doing that, she said she feels a presence in the room, but she's not scared. It's calm. And she just feels a spirit walk over to her, lean down in bed, and give her a kiss on the cheek. And she said, I knew it was my brother. I just knew. And she said, I didn't kind of tell anyone at first because I didn't want to freak the family out. But eventually I told my mom, my Grammy, who had almost to a T the exact same experience. About a week after Richard's passing, she feels a presence in the room. He walks over, he leans over her in bed, he gives her a hug, he gives her a kiss, and she said it was the most warm, calming, sweet presence she's ever felt. And just to know that a week after, Richard visited 3 family members across the country just to let them know that he was okay.
That was sweet. That was deep. Yo, I wonder how the time is on the other side. Like, because she said it was a week apart. I wonder how it is over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess eventually we'll all have to find out when we pass over. But that's just interesting, because usually, like, what I grew up on is once you pass away, your soul goes straight to heaven. So that's interesting to hear that he did his rounds before he was out. And I love that, because I've heard stories where people see people like their ghosts of the person who passed away, just they came to just say, hey, I'm good, everything's good. Like I told you, there's some people in my family that have dreams of like spirits coming to them in their dream just to be like, hey, I'm okay. Somebody's thinking about me right now, and just I want to just relay the message of I'm good. I'm completely fine. So I wonder how the time is over there. But that's really great. Her dad was just like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we're right back to sleep. Like, I wouldn't be going back to sleep. I'll be up sitting with that. Like, now we gotta sit with this and, you know, inhale it. Okay. You was just like, all right, okay. You're like, what? Get out of here. But, you know, I guess it's a different, the relationship was different. But the fact that his mom and sister felt the presence, like the kiss on the cheek, like, that's wow. That's wow. I've never heard that before, but that is, you know, that's really sweet. Has anybody ever experienced that? I'm sure they wasn't, you know, they said they wasn't scared. They knew the energy. I'm pretty sure the energy was familiar, knowing that that was his energy, and it was just like, okay, well, this is what it is. I understand. Love that. I don't think I want to go through that. No, like, that's a little bit creepy. Even though, you know, it's still your family. It's just, I don't know, you know, like, oh, that's just a little bit creepy. Just a little bit. Even though it's your family, you know. So, yeah, love that for them. And I would love for you guys to, you know, subscribe.